What if your best friend suddenly gained powers so powerful he could destroy an entire city? And maybe even reality itself? This isn't a superhero story. This is the anime that changed science fiction forever. A movie so influential that filmmakers, game developers, and anime creators have been copying it for decades. We're talking about Akira, a futuristic nightmare where biker gangs rule the streets, the government hides terrifying secrets, and one teenager transforms into something beyond human imagination. But here's the craziest part. The ending is so mind-bending that fans are still debating what actually happened. Stick around because the final twist changes everything you thought you understood. And trust me, the last 10 minutes are absolute chaos. Welcome to Neo Tokyo, a giant futuristic city built after a mysterious explosion destroyed Tokyo decades earlier. The city looks incredible on the surface, with dazzling neon lights, towering skyscrapers, and advanced technology everywhere you look. But underneath all that beauty lies corruption, violence, political unrest, and dangerous secrets. At the center of the story are two teenage friends, Kaneda and Tetsuo. Kaneda is the confident leader of a biker gang, known for his charisma and fearless attitude. Tetsuo, on the other hand, is insecure and constantly living in Kaneda's shadow. Deep down, he's tired of being the weak one. This setup is brilliant because the entire movie revolves around that imbalance. One friend has confidence while the other desperately wants it. One night, during a high-speed gang chase through Neo Tokyo, Tetsuo crashes into a mysterious, childlike figure with an eerie appearance. That single collision triggers a chain of events that will change the world forever. The strange child isn't normal. He's connected to a secret government project involving psychic powers, dangerous experiments, and a legendary name whispered in fear: Akira. But who or what is Akira? That's where things get truly insane. After the accident, military forces arrive almost immediately and capture Tetsuo. Right away, something feels suspicious. Why would soldiers appear so quickly? What are they trying to hide? Kaneda naturally sets out to find his friend, while government scientists begin examining Tetsuo. That's when they discover something terrifying. The collision has awakened psychic abilities hidden deep within him. At first, the powers seem small, but they begin growing rapidly. It's like someone suddenly downloaded unlimited power into a brain that was never designed to handle it. What could possibly go wrong? The answer is everything. As Tetsuo recovers, he begins experiencing severe headaches, nightmares, hallucinations, and disturbing visions involving strange psychic children. The stronger his powers become, the more unstable he grows. The government is terrified because they've seen something like this before. Years ago, another psychic experiment led to the catastrophe that destroyed Tokyo itself. Tetsuo is heading down a path that nobody wants to see repeated. Eventually, Kaneda reconnects with Tetsuo, but something has changed. The friendship dynamic that defined their relationship is disappearing fast. For years, Kaneda protected him, looked after him, and acted as the stronger friend. Now, Tetsuo doesn't need protection anymore. In fact, he's becoming stronger than everyone around him, and he enjoys it. This is where Akira becomes much more than a simple action movie. It's a story about insecurity, jealousy, resentment, and what happens when someone suddenly gains power after spending their entire life feeling powerless. Tetsuo's transformation feels surprisingly realistic because it isn't really about psychic abilities. It's about emotions. He's angry, frustrated, and tired of being overlooked. Now he finally has the power to act on those feelings. The government desperately tries to control him while scientists monitor his condition. But Tetsuo rejects authority at every turn. He doesn't want rules. He doesn't want limits. Most importantly, he doesn't want Kaneda looking down on him anymore. The friendship that once held everything together is beginning to crack, and once it breaks, there may be no way back. As Tetsuo's powers continue to grow, things spiral completely out of control. He escapes government custody, and Neo-Tokyo begins descending into chaos. Violence erupts across the city while his psychic abilities multiply at a frightening rate. Buildings crumble, vehicles fly through the air. Entire military operations become meaningless against the sheer force he can unleash. The power scaling in this movie is absolutely insane. Meanwhile, Kaneda refuses to abandon his friend even after witnessing horrifying destruction. Part of him still believes Tetsuo can be saved. But can he? That's the question driving the entire story. Every new burst of power pushes Tetsuo further away from humanity. One fascinating aspect of the film is how his journey resembles addiction. The more power he gains, the more he craves. The more he craves, the more unstable he becomes. It's a vicious cycle that nobody seems capable of stopping. During all of this, clues about Akira finally begin emerging. The mysterious figure isn't simply a person. He's connected to the events that shaped the world itself. He represents the government's biggest secret and the source of everyone's fear. Tetsuo becomes obsessed with uncovering the truth, and that obsession only accelerates his downfall. The closer he gets to Akira, the closer Neo-Tokyo gets to destruction. Soon, everything explodes into complete madness. Tetsuo reaches levels of power beyond human comprehension. The military throws everything it has at him, but nothing works. Scientists panic, political leaders lose control, and the city itself begins collapsing under forces nobody fully understands. Kaneda makes one final attempt to reach his friend, and this is where the emotional core of the story hits hardest. Beneath all the explosions, psychic battles, and science fiction spectacle, this is still a story about two friends. One is desperately trying to save the other. The other can no longer save himself. The tragedy becomes heartbreaking because Tetsuo finally achieves everything he thought he wanted: strength, recognition, freedom, and power. Yet he's more miserable than ever. The thing he truly wanted wasn't power at all. It was validation. By the time he realizes that, it's already too late. The film continues escalating until reality itself starts feeling unstable. The visuals become surreal, the stakes become cosmic, and viewers are left wondering just how much power a human mind can contain before it completely breaks apart. The climax transforms Neo-Tokyo into ground zero for a catastrophe unlike anything seen before. The truth about Akira is finally revealed, and the government's darkest fears become reality. Tetsuo loses the last fragments of control he still possesses. His powers spiral beyond anything imaginable, not merely city-destroying power, but something far greater. Reality itself seems to bend around him. The movie plunges viewers into a whirlwind of awe, confusion, terror, and emotion as Kaneda finds himself caught directly in the center of events. The surviving psychics take desperate action. Scientists witness the consequences of their ambition, and the mystery surrounding Akira reaches its shocking conclusion. Then comes one of anime's most iconic sequences, a finale so ambitious and visually stunning that audiences are still analyzing it decades later. Everything changes. The ending remains one of the most discussed conclusions in anime history because it refuses to provide easy answers. Many fans interpret the finale as a story about evolution beyond ordinary human existence. Tetsuo's journey isn't simply about destruction, it's about transformation. Throughout the movie, the narrative constantly asks whether humanity is truly ready for unlimited power. And its answer is surprisingly philosophical. Some theories suggest Akira represents pure potential, while others believe the ending symbolizes rebirth and the creation of something entirely new. There is also fascinating hidden lore involving scientific experimentation, political instability, and humanity's endless desire to control forces it doesn't fully understand. One detail fans often point out is how Neo-Tokyo mirrors the psychological state of its characters. The city appears powerful, advanced, and impressive, but beneath the surface, it is unstable and fragile, just like Tetsuo himself. Another popular theory suggests the ending isn't really an ending at all. Instead, it's the beginning of a new form of existence beyond human comprehension. That's part of what makes Akira such a timeless masterpiece. It challenges viewers, rewards deeper analysis, and leaves just enough mystery to keep conversations alive decades later. And that's the incredible story of Akira. A cyberpunk masterpiece packed with unforgettable visuals, powerful themes, emotional tragedy, and one of the most fascinating endings ever put on screen. For influence alone, it deserves a perfect score. Few films have shaped science fiction, anime, and popular culture as profoundly as this one. Even today, its ideas feel relevant. Its visuals remain stunning, and its themes continue sparking discussion among fans around the world. Whether you're watching it for the action, the psychological drama, the stunning animation, or the hidden symbolism, Akira delivers an experience unlike anything else. So, what do you think? Did you fully understand the ending on your first watch? And what rating would you give this legendary anime film out of 10? Let us know. And don't forget to check out more anime recaps and deep dives into the stories that change the medium forever.